Hey everybody, welcome to Live at 5. It is Thursday, June 28th, and I'm Caitlin Moynihan.
I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
And over there, we got Lindsay Sullivan.
It's me, yes.
First timer
First
here.
timer on the new Live at 5.
I know, and who else do we have here for the first time today?
So we have a special guest. We have Chad Kimball here from Come From Away. Is this your first Live at 5, Chad?
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
Oh, love
Well
it.
done, well done.
Love it. But before we talk to him, we're going to do today's top 5.
So we have some sad news on Belmont Avenue to start us off today.
Yes, so we found out last night that A Bronx Tale will play its final performance at the Longacre Theater on August 5th.
Oh.
This is sad news, but it's worth noting that A Bronx Tale played 29 previews and 700 regular performances.
That's pretty good.
So that's pretty solid.
Yeah, they
so
were
it's
here
had
for
a
a
pretty
while.
good run.
Yeah.
Really wonderful musical adaptation of a play and a film.
Yeah.
So you have until August 5th to check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, and we'll bring it back to a little bit of a positive note because we're all about positivity up in here.
Yes.
So a towering talent and a recent Tony winner is actually coming to Broadway next season. So
Oh my.
tell us about it, y'all.
Oh my gosh, that alliteration. I love it.
You know
Glenda
what I mean.
Jackson, she just won a Tony for Three Tall Women.
Yep.
She's coming back to Broadway, and she's playing King Lear in King Lear, which
Yes.
is just incredible.
Really amazing.
And
So
she just
excited.
played it in London.
She played this role in London,
Yeah.
which was kind of a comeback, a stage
Yeah.
comeback, after she was serving in Parliament for about 30 years,
Yeah.
after having won 2 Emmys and 2 Oscars. And this will actually be a new production of King Lear,
Oh, okay.
different from the one she played in London.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming here in the spring.
Yeah,
so.
we're super excited.
Yeah.
She's also, she's been in everything. She's been in Macbeth. She's been in Rose. She was in Strange Interlude. But this production of King Lear will begin previews on March 6, 2019, and it's going to supposedly open on April 11th. We don't know what theater it's going to be in, and we really don't know who else is going to be in it or what
And we
other
don't even know a
creatives.
director yet,
We don't even have
actually, so-
anything.
But Glenda is
But we know
enough to
Glenda,
know
so
for now.
buy your tickets once they go on sale, because I
Yes.
know we will be.
Yes, but we do know Glenda is going to slay the day.
Yeah,
so
true,
that's great.
true.
She does,
We
she
have
does.
some very magical news happening.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to coin, Joanne Vianney coined this.
Yes.
We're going to grab our flu powder and we're going to
Oh.
head to San Fran. Tell
I
me
love
why. Tell me why.
So we found out today that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the recent Tony Award winning Best Play, will appear at the Curran Theater in San Francisco in fall of 2019. So this will be the first production or the first staging of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child outside of Broadway to appear in the U.S. So this
Ooh.
is super exciting for people on the West Coast who want to check out this production. And we have exact dates to come, but prepare yourself.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And for some more casting news, we have a little reunion happening on Broadway, and it's going to be a production that we have seen, but it's going to be more full out. So tell us a little bit about that, y'all.
Yeah, guys, Will Chase is officially joining Kiss Me Kate with Kelly O'Hara. We
Yes.
already knew Kelly was going to be in the show. She's leading it. She's playing Kate/Lily.
Yep.
And Will Chase, he's joining, and they did this together, right?
Yeah, so Roundabout Theater Company did a benefit celebration of Kiss Me Kate. I think it was their 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And so Kelly and Will were both in this in 2016. So we were kind of crossing our fingers after we
Yeah.
heard that Kelly had been
Yes.
announced that Will would also take part. So this is super exciting, great musical, Cole
Yeah.
Porter. And
This
that
is
kicks
going to
off
be
in
really
February.
awesome. It kicks off in February, and this is Will Chase's 12th Broadway show, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
been in everything. He got a Tony nom for The Mystery of Edwin Drood, Something Rotten, Billy Elliot, Rent, Miss Saigon.
Lennon. I'm
Lennon.
looking at
Yes.
Good chat.
He's
Yes.
he's been in a ton of stuff. And Kiss Me Kate is set to start previews on February 14th.
On Valentine's Day.
What a
Yes,
great
very
way. Kiss Me
appropriate.
Kate. Take someone girl named Kate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's supposed to open on March 14th at Studio 54. And you can buy
Super.
tickets now, I'm pretty
Indeed,
sure.
they're
so
on sale, y'all.
buy them.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. Anything with Kelly O'Hara and Will Chase.
Yeah.
Yes, here for it. We also, finally, we have some Come From Away news.
Yes.
Yes.
Super appropriate with Mr. Chad Kimball here in the house.
Indeed. So we found out today that Come From Away will arrive at the West End's Phoenix Theater on January 30th, 2019.
Yes.
And that production will be preceded by an appearance at Dublin's Abbey Theatre, which will run from December 6th of this year through January 19th of next year.
Oh, cool.
And the West End run is an open run. This is super exciting for people across the pond. You can check out this amazing production and that you'll hear more about today.
Yeah.
So yeah, West
This is
Enders,
awesome.
make it happen.
Come from away. And now, Andy, this has been, I've loved this time. This is the first time we've done
Indeed,
this.
Caitlin.
This has been so much fun, but you know what? You got to go because I want to
bet,
talk to
'cause we have
Chad.
Chad
I got to
here.
talk to him. So,
Yep.
But first, we're going to have Lindsay introduce him.
Yes. So Mr. Chad Kimball is currently starring in Come From Away, which is in its second year on the Broadway. His previous Broadway credits include he earned a 2010 Tony nomination for his amazing role in Memphis. His other Broadway credits include Lennon, Good Vibrations, Into the Woods, and The Civil War. And you may have seen him on The Good Wife and Wallflowers. And you can follow him on Twitter at Chad Kimball1. There's a 1. Was Chad Kimball taken? Is that what's going on?
Find out.
We will find out. And you can leave your questions in the comments below. So everyone welcome Caitlin and Chad.
You're here.
I am.
You
Thank
made
you. Yes,
it.
it's nice and cool in the studio.
I know. It's really nice. It's really gross out today. How are you? How's the Broadway?
Broadway is alive and pulsing. It's, I mean, it's crowded. People are going to shows. It's a wonderful time to be on Broadway and to be in the Broadway community.
Yeah. And, you know, Come From Away is now in its second year. It just celebrated its first year
Crazy.
on Broadway. How
Yes.
does that feel?
Oh, we're having a blast. We're having the really the time of our lives, and you know, it's mostly the original cast.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, the audiences are having a wonderful time. But more than that, they're really the 13th cast member.
Yeah.
Because most of them don't know what's going to happen next, so that kind of gives us it's always in the moment with the audience, and it's just a blessing and honor to be able to do the show.
Yeah, and I saw it for the third time last week. Guys, seriously, it's amazing. Please go see it
Number
right
3.
now. Number 3. I'll probably be back for like forever.
Is it lucky number 3?
Lucky number 3.
We'll
Lucky. I'll
see,
just
you can
keep
say
going
that.
and going. But you know, it still holds up. You know, it just feels like it's obvious that you guys are having the absolute time of your life. What do you think? Why do you think people are still coming to see the show? What do you think the magic is in that?
I think that, well, first of all, the show is so new to people still.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still kind of figuring out what it's about. And I think that the sort of, you know, 9/11 component, that this happened, this amazing, this good thing happened on 9/11 as a response to 9/11. People are drawn to that. But also, you know, it's a musical that is about laughter and kindness and catharsis. And, you know, in our world, that's something that is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So so people come back time and time again for a little bit of dose of that.
And it's so fun. And you've been with it since California and since DC, right?
Yeah.
And now you're here. When you first started, when it was in California, did you like expect to still be part of the cast? Did you see it having this long life?
You know, the very first read through, we all knew it was something special. And then the first preview, when we heard the reaction from the La Jolla audience, we kind of knew that this was going to have a rather long trajectory. And just because it really pierces the heart. And at the same time makes you laugh, which is kind of like the greatest thing that theater can do. So, yeah, I kind of thought that this might last for a little while, and I forgot the last part of the question.
That's pretty much it. It's like you knew it was going to be something special from the moment that you read the script.
Yeah, yeah.
And how has playing your character kind of, have you been able to kind of hone in on him over the years? Like looking back, do you feel like it's the same
Kevin?
Kevin?
On me. He moved to New York.
He's here now?
He moved to New York.
He's here now.
He is a consultant for organizations to learn about refugees and inviting refugees and refugee work. He has a book called Channel of Peace, Channel of Your Peace.
That song makes me cry the most.
And it's available on Amazon. It's his story.
Look at that.
So yeah, it's funny. Sometimes he comes for talkbacks and he'll literally be stage left, at the end of the show, and I'll
Wild.
be, kind of doing a number, and me's there, I'm
Yeah.
there, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but we're all a big family. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool we have all these people in Gander whom we are now good friends.
Yeah.
And it's just a time of my life.
Yeah. And didn't you do a panel at Broadway Con with the real Kevin?
Yes.
Was that you?
Mhm.
How?
Yes, I did.
When you first, obviously you're playing a real person.
Right.
When you first, is that kind of nerve-wracking, being like, oh, this person is like still here and can kind of tell me when I'm
Right.
not doing it right?
Well-
what does that feel like?
Well, the good news is our Tony-winning director, Christopher
Yeah.
Ashley, really gave us a wide berth on how to create these roles. And so we really were able to put our personal stamp on it
Okay.
within the given circumstances that were written in the
Yeah.
play. Most of us hadn't met our doppelgangers before
Yeah.
we started the process. So most of our creations just come from the page,
Okay.
but actually match up quite astoundingly well
Wow.
in real life. So yeah, if he doesn't really ever tell me, you're
Give
doing
you
this wrong
notes.
or whatever. No, he doesn't give me
Like,
notes.
I don't walk
I
like
give
that.
him notes.
Like, this is how you should act now. Thank you very much. And the production is now like not permanently, but like it's in Canada right now, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys performed in Canada? Have you
We-
ever done it?
We went to Gander.
Okay.
And we did a show. We did a concert version of the show.
Okay.
If you've seen the show, then you'll understand that we did it in the world's largest walk-in refrigerator.
Amazing.
For about 6,000 people, and it was one of the top 5 moments of our lives. I mean, these people, we really were able to get their blessing, really,
Yeah.
to go and tell their story. So it was wonderful. And then we went to Toronto, and we were in the Royal Alex
Okay, yeah.
for a few months before we came to good old Broadway.
And now you're here, and you guys are killing it. And you play technically 4 different characters?
I don't know, 5 or 6.
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like because Kevin kind of is your more well-known one? Do you feel like he is like it's Kevin? Is it Kevin and Kevin
It
and
is
other?
Kevin and others.
Kevin
right,
and
right.
others.
I have a soft spot for Garth.
Yeah.
He's the school bus union leader, and I love him. He's just always so curious. What's going on? He doesn't know what's going on,
No.
but he's ready to drive the buses. So I have a soft spot for him. And actually, I played George W. Bush in a small part of the show, and a lot of people kind of giggle at first. But then they remember that moment on 9/11 when he was giving an address to the nation, and the room gets pretty somber pretty quickly. But then we just rev it back up and kind of try and get you to move along from that. But I get to play some wonderful characters.
Now, wait, with the George W. Bush thing, is that not just you mimicking and not his real recording? That's your voice?
No, that's my voice.
I always thought it was just a recording and you were mouthing.
You want me to do it?
Matt,
I'll do a little bit.
Can you do a little bit of it? Oh my gosh, this is happening.
Where do I look? Right there?
Where the red
Okay.
light is. Oh my gosh.
I ask the American people to join me in saying a thanks for all the folks who've been fighting hard to rescue our fellow citizens, and to join me in saying a prayer for the victims and their families.
Oh.
God bless.
Oh, God bless. Wow, Broadway magic just happened here. I feel.
I'm really honored that you thought it was a recording.
I always thought it was a recording. Like, even my parents were like, oh, so like they had to get permission to use that recording. I'm like, no.
Actually, Laura Bush came to see the
Really?
show
Oh my God.
in D.C., and I've never been starstruck. But for some reason, I was starstruck. I don't know, maybe because I played her husband in the show. I don't know. Anyway, well, thank you.
Oh my gosh, wow. Well, iconic. I love it. Now, going back, the show has been going on for like a little over a year. When you're looking back, are there any moments that stand out to you? You said you were playing in Gander, but any other like
That was
Broadway
definitely-
moments where you were like, whoa.
That was definitely one of the top moments. Another moment that will live with me and all of us, I think, was our first rehearsal, dress rehearsal. We invited the FDNY Memorial Foundation. So we had a lot of brothers and sisters of those who were lost on the day, and they responded in an incredible way. One of the things we hear from them is that it doesn't take away the loss they had on that day, and it doesn't take away the tragedy, but it does add something to the day that wasn't there before, that is more of a joyous thing. So, and we also, just were able to kind of get their blessing, because the 9/11 community here is rightly so very protective of that legacy, and we want to be careful about how we present our story.
Yeah, I would say, were there any nerves kind of going into it, knowing that you were going to, although it is such a joyous, loving thing that you're telling the story of, but, it discussed as one of the most heartbreaking things to ever happen.
Right.
So what were those, did you ever have those thoughts when you were, deciding to do the show or auditioning or?
I don't think so. I think, I don't want to get too down, but on 9/11 I was here. I was actually understudying Gavin Creel in Bat Boy the musical.
Really?
He was supposed to go on vacation. So you couldn't really do anything on 9/11.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really volunteer for anything. So I remember I took my flag down to the West Side Highway, with my American flag down to the West Side Highway, and just waved it, because that's all we could really do. Cut to now, I feel like I'm able to do something now.
Wow, yeah.
And this show, I think, we of course we've been nervous about that component, but the city, everyone has really embraced it, and it's I think a source of healing for some people.
For sure. And because it's one of those things where everyone knows where they were.
Yes.
And kind of being able to, I didn't know that this even happened. Did you know that this happened in Gander before we
Nope.
come from away?
No.
You had no idea. And thousands and thousands of people get to hear about it. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I'm sure we have a ton of questions from fans.
Do.
Let's get in on that.
So kind of in the same vein, Helene wants to know what it was like to perform for Hillary and Bill Clinton.
Oh, that was phenomenal. We get a lot of VIPs.
Yeah.
I think that one was, the audience was electric. I mean, it was kind of just after all the hullabaloo happened in the fall. But it was great, and I had a very nice conversation with Bill. He's intense and incredibly curious and knowledgeable. And he told me the story, and we went to take a picture, and I said to Chelsea, your dad just was talking to me about chimpanzees, and she's like, yeah, he's got a lot to say. But they were very sweet, and they kissed the cod.
Oh,
so,
yes. Well, they're Newfoundlanders then,
yeah.
right?
Newfoundlanders.
Newfoundlanders. How? Can't be in
this
the show.
is the easiest way to do it. Understand Newfoundland.
Oh, understand.
Yeah.
Got
I'm gonna
it,
get
all right.
points for my Newfoundland.
Yeah, I
friends.
know, Newfoundland. Nailed it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So Jennifer wants to know, what other character would you play in Come From Away? And I'm gonna add why.
Ooh,
jeez.
a two-parter.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, if they decided to cast me as, Garth singing "Me in the Sky," but
Hey,
me in the road.
Bev, yeah.
I'm not gonna take her part.
Yeah.
Jen, you're safe.
No, you're safe.
Clell's is good. So I'm gonna switch gears to a Memphis question. We have a lot of Memphis fans.
This feels very comfortable for me for Memphis right now.
do
This
it.
whole microphone
this
thing.
whole
yeah,
look.
yeah.
Yes, we have some Memphis lives in these viewers right now. So Liz once says, "I love Memphis so much. I love Huey's storyline. What life lesson did Huey teach you?"
Ooh.
I'm
Oh
sure
my
there's
goodness.
plenty, but if there's one that stands out.
There's too many for this amount of time, but I think that the coolest part about Huey Calhoun was his ability to sabotage himself and yet learn and then triumph. So picking yourself up and cleaning yourself off and getting going again was the biggest lesson I think I learned from him.
That's really cool. And now what has Kevin taught you?
Kevin's taught me that actually it's a lot about faith. He sings this song in the show it's actually a hymn, and he can't think of it, and he can't think of it, and he can't think of it, and he finally thinks of it, and he's able to sing it. And this is actually a true story. And I think that's when he started looking at his faith a little more strongly. So I really like that component of his character.
I love that. That is the part that makes me cry the most every single time, because it's just such a beautiful picture to see. No spoilers,
Everybody
but
together.
it's a lot of different faiths being represented and just loving each
Yes.
other, and that's what Come From Away is about.
Yeah.
Yes, and got a question from Jake. He wants to know, how did your experience working with Chris Ashley on Come From Away in more of an ensemble role differ from working with him in Memphis as Huey?
Actually, not at all. Chris Ashley is he's special because he lets you try whatever. He just wants a reason. He wants a specific reason as to why you want to try it. And if you can explain that, he'll let you do it. And he'll let you fail at it over and over and over, sometimes for 2 or 3 cities. And so that was the same with Memphis as well. He was keen on letting you try whatever you want, and then he'd pick the exact time to tell you that it didn't work and why.
Lisa gave you a why.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
And Joanne wants to know, do you have a favorite Canadian snack? I'm sure you've either obviously tried them during your time, or people maybe send them to you.
Toutons. I think Toutons.
What are
They're
those?
like
What are
these
those?
doughy donuts without the hole.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Okay.
It's just
So
like
it's a donut with no hole.
no, but it's more than that. My Canadian friends, I apologize. Yeah, that
Toutons.
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 Yeah.
Gotta look them up. We gotta try
Cod
'em.
tongue's not bad.
Wait, a real
We
cow
got
tongue?
screeched in a gander, so we had to eat the cod tongue and we had to
Oh my
kiss the
God.
fish and got to
Got
kiss
to. It
the
was an
fish.
hon-
Yeah.
it's
I
an
have a
honor.
certificate that I am an honorary Newfoundlander.
Newfoundlander. Well, look at that. Okay, do we have one more question?
Yes. So what's the best advice? You know, we have so many people watching that want to be part of like the theater world. What is kind of the best advice you've received in terms of, you know, becoming an actor and being a performer and being in part of this wonderful community?
I think the one thing that I've learned for myself and from other people, but something I've experienced is to not put all my eggs in one basket.
Totally.
That there are other things that interest me in life that are apart from theater, and lo and behold, once I got more interested in those things, I started to be a little more successful in my art. And you know, spreading yourself around a little bit, especially as an artist, you get to know all different facets of society and culture. And so, you know, don't put yourself in a box as far as just being an actor and just being in the arts. Open yourself up and try to experience a little more, because it also makes you less desperate for that thing that you want so badly.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
This was
thanks for
amazing.
having me. Appreciate it.
I
Thank
love it.
you.
Everyone, go see Come From Away.
Yes, come.
Please. If you need someone to go with you, I'll go with you. I'll see it again. Let me know. I will be there. And you follow you at Chad Kimball 1.
Chad Kimball won.
Was it taken?
Yeah, Chad
was-
Kimball was taken, so it's at Chad Kimball 1.
Chad Kimball. Give Chad Kimball his name back, okay? Come on. Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Everyone,
you for
please go
having me.
see Come From Away. It's amazing. Lindsay, can you take us out?
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are live at 5 Monday through Friday on Facebook right here. The podcast version of today's episode will be available right after this, so you can listen to it on the train, doing your laundry, cooking, going to the gym, doing all the things I should be doing after work. Remember, we don't have live on 5 at Fridays during the summer, but you can tune in on Monday when we talk to Broadway alum Devin Elaw about the upcoming 54 Below show. 54 Below sings 1776. You guys have an awesome day, and we'll check in with you next week.